I wanted to know what I did for the George of the Jungle 1 thumbnail. I'm wearing this shirt in that thumbnail. That is so not planned. Incredible. I filmed 8 videos. Well, I filmed 7 videos before this video today. I was doing a big batch. And I just brought 8 shirts. Random. And I was paying them out of my backpack at random. There was no way I could have planned this to be this. I'm shooketh. Also, this is the last video of July. Celebration month starts in like 3 days. Who's so excited? I'm so excited. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I cannot believe Celebration month starts soon. For those who are curious, it's June 22nd. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about George of the Jungle 2. George of the Jungle 2 is a 2003 direct-to-video release. It's directed by David Grossman, cinematography by David Burr, editing by Cody, music by J.C. Redford, and it's written by Jordan Moffet. The film stars Christopher Showerman as George, Julie Benz as Ursula, Angus T. Jones as George Jr., Thomas Haden Church as Lyle, Christina Pickles as Beatrice, and John Cleese as Ape. The film has a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes and was universally panned. People hated this. Ursula Stanhope would 100% be so involved in running the jungle with George. 1000%. And I think they did her character so dirty in this movie. Because in the first movie, she funded her own expedition to Africa, to Ape Mountain. Like, she's adventurous. She wants to do stuff like that. And in this movie, they just like have stuff happening to her. They do her character so dirty. I was so disappointed in how they treated Ursula in this movie, because in the first one, when the guides say, can you believe, what do they say exactly? Can you believe this melanin challenged old fart? The best line in the movie. 10 out of 10, best line in the movie. My biggest problem with this movie is the plot. So like, the movie. It has none. I mean, it has one, but it's so thin, it's so weak. The reason the entire style of the first movie works is because it is driven by Ursula and George's love story, which they can't do in this one, because Ursula and George are already together, they have a child. So they had to come up with something better than what they have here. Like, I wish it could have been something like they're having like a jungle problem or something. Like someone is gonna come like bulldoze the jungle or something like that, and they have to figure out a way to stop that from happening. But no, it's like Lyle and Beatrice trying to break George and Ursula up, so it's almost the same movie, just a little different, and it's not good. It is so weak. The plot is so thin. It's just not good. Julie Benz did a good attempt, but truly, I think Leslie Mann just is Ursula. She just has that, like, side of her that is gentle and sweet, but, like, beating with passion and adventure. Where, like, Julie Benz, I could blame it on David Grossman, but it felt like Julie Benz was just trying to be, like, this sweet, airheaded girl who, like, just loves George, when that's not who Ursula is or was. And so I truly think if Leslie Mann had come back as Ursula, I think this movie could have been a lot better. Christopher didn't do too bad as George. I thought he was going to be straight terrible. I thought this entire movie was going to be straight terrible, but I thought Christopher was going to be really bad. He was not as bad as I thought he was going to be. I truly think Julia Benz, I don't think this is a comment against her acting. I think just Ursula is not for her. I don't think she was a good casting job for Ursula. I think that's on the casting director, the director. I think Julia's probably very fine in other things. I think I've seen her in something else where she's like plays like a villain or something. She did a great job. So I just think she's not Ursula. And the way she was told to act Ursula and be Ursula was just not good. Where Christopher, I think he captured the spirit of George really well, actually. I think no one can do better than Brendan. But he did a pretty decent job. I think he was a pretty good replacement, actually. Mighty Ducks hat, Pride Rock, King Kong parody. This has the spirit of the first one, especially with the narrator. The opening saying, "Who are you?" and it's not Brendan Fraser, and they make the whole comment about that. They break the fourth wall. It truly has the spirit of the first one. It just falls flat in like every other aspect, which is a bummer because the first one, I think just all the stars aligned for the first one, and this one wanted to be that. But it has some really funny narrator moments, especially there's a narrator moment at the end of the credits where the narrator's complaining about like no one cares about the narrator never ends up with anyone, and then a girl comes in and is like, this is the end of the movie, we have to play the credits for them, like what are you doing? And he's like, oh, who are you? And she says she's the narrator from Mulan, or not Mulan, from Pocahontas. Hilarious. Anyway, this was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, if you can believe it. I truly thought this was just going to be an absolute massacre, absolute crap show. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it is not good. I would not recommend. Don't waste your time watching it. Christopher did a better job than I thought he was going to do, which I think is what's making me like, okay, he did an okay job. I truly think that I wish this movie could have been more about like Ursula, George, and their child, and maybe the jungle, than what it was about. It was just like kind of a rehash of old problems from the first movie, which is never really great. So yeah, that's everything I have for George of the Jungle. My final rating is 4 vines out of 10. Our total movie count is. Parental and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got everything going on over there. $1 tier where you get every video a week early. You get a coupon code for merch. A $5 tier where you get community chat access, daily trivia access, still another coupon code for merch, all this kind of stuff. A $10 tier, which gets you bonus content, weekly random facts, monthly podcast episodes. A $20 tier that gets you a postcard every month and a free piece of merch, and a $40 tier that gets you a video chat with me, private vlog, a new piece of merch signed by me every time there's a new design. It's just, go over there and check it out. Buy merch. Speaking of, merch is great. Get on over there. Celebration Month starts in 3 days, and there's a special on Patreon during Celebration Month where every tier gets a benefit from the tier above it. So the $1 tier will get access to the daily trivia. So you better get on over there. If you want to pay just $1 for that month to get access to the trivia, do it. Etc., etc. So $10 or $5 tier will get access to some bonus content, etc. So get on over there. Until next time, commonly strive but not treasure of your life you are, so you do it, and don't be Lyle or Beatrice about it. Okay, fam, I friggin' did that. It's 8:16. Ew, what is in my ear? Gross. Alright, that's it.